iRecover treatment centers. Now, one of the questions I always get asked when people phone in, one of the first questions, is what's a typical day? So what we decided to do is take a typical day and put it on video so that you can see exactly what happens from coming through the door first thing in the morning, to the spin classes, to the classrooms, to on and on. We want you to be able to see a typical day, especially if you're sending one of your kids here. You want to see what do they do there. You know, they talk about, oh, we're the best place in the world and all this other bullshit. The truth is what we're going to put in this video on what really happens every day. The first thing that happens every morning at 7 a.m., yours truly will go down to the spin class, and anybody that wants to join it. Now, a spin class, to me, I got talked into this a number of years ago, and I lost 60 pounds because of it. Because I go every morning, it gets my day off. It really is very beneficial. And people that do it consistently change. You're here anyhow, you're in a treatment center, you might as well change. You're only here 30 days or 60 days. Come on, let's do something with our lives. So come down to spin class. The spin class, we use Peloton, that commercial company that has all these trainers on it. And we use a girl, same one all the time, is Hannah Corbin. She is so inspirational. She says stuff, I don't know if she's a 12-stepper or what it is, but she says motivational stuff all the time. She doesn't say, come on, do this. She doesn't force you into it. She says inspirational stuff, such as falling down's an accident, staying down's a decision. And stuff like that is just absolutely crazy where she gets this from, you know. It's like she says, if you're in spin and you're changing your health, so give the best of us, not the worst of us. And I'm thinking, boy, that's pretty inspirational. So that's why we do spin. So that's a 30-minute morning thing. And it's incredible. It's all the music, and sometimes I'll let them pick the music and it'll be hip hop or something, which I'm not too fussy about. But really, there's so many different choices of music. And everybody agrees whatever we're doing. There's 7 to 10 bikes there depending on the day. So that's what the spin class and the benefit of that is. So at 8 o'clock, so 7:30 spins over, we got time for a quick shower, and everybody comes to the How It Works meeting. And the How It Works is a group out of, actually they come out of Palm Springs, LA, Ladner, BC, Edmonton, here. I think they opened one in New York now. And it's a 12-step meeting, but not 12-step in the sense of AA. It's 12-step in the sense of we all have issues. So the morning meeting, what we do is we sponsor this particular one. There's 4 meetings a day, but this one people phone in. And so we're all in a group there, you'll see, and we're on the phone, and then we're talking to people from the outside, and we're all in this meeting. And this meeting goes on for about an hour, and we talk about our days. It's a typical 12-step meeting. And it's really beneficial for people here. And the reason I believe, and why I really promote this, is because when you go home from here, to drop an alcoholic off at a meeting or an addict, it doesn't matter, in an NA meeting, when you drop somebody off and they've never been to meetings, are they going to go in there? And there's a good chance they won't. Where now, these guys, every participant here has been to a meeting every morning at 8 o'clock. They become familiar with people in Palm Springs, LA, New York, and they hear these voices. They know these people. They talk to them every day. And so when they go home, you'll see that the people at home are phoning in. The past participants phone in. Every day, hopefully, but more likely 2 or 3 times a week each person. But it keeps them connected. And the value is that they did it here and they carry it on. Instead of sending people home and say, okay, now you're out of here, go to meetings. That's crazy. Nobody's going to do it. You know, I shouldn't say nobody, but very few. And after that, they disperse into their different classes that they're in, whatever class they happen to be in. The different instructors, there's 4 different facilitators and a head counselor and a psychiatrist on Wednesdays. So they go out, they go into whatever classes they're in, and they're grouped in weeks that they come in. So week 1 will carry on, become week 2, will become week 3, will become week 4. So they stay together collectively, so that they learn collectively. We try all kinds of ways to get people interested. But in the classroom, the instructors, you'll see Danica here will be showing you some clips of what she talks about and the benefit of going into class. And the learning, the process of changing your thinking pattern. Not changing your thinking, but changing the pattern. How you look at it, what you say and what you project compared to what other people see and what they think you're projecting. And once you can get that kind of sorted out a little bit, you have a much better chance of staying clean and sober. Every Tuesday, we have a burning ceremony. And the burning ceremony is, it's letting go of all your ghost, all that horrible stuff. So before that, in your classrooms, you're going to be led into looking at your past, writing it down, and deciding what part of your past you want to change. And so you've got it all down there. You don't want everybody in the world to see that. Maybe you do. Chances are you don't. So you got all this stuff, which to you is horrible, which to the next person might be nothing, but to you it's horrible. So you take this, and we have a ceremony every Tuesday to the people in week 1, and they'll go out there and they'll burn all of these notes they wrote, and they'll let it go to a God of your understanding. Let it go up in smoke. You're done with it. You've written it down, it's out of your system, you burned it, it's gone. Let's fill that up with new stuff, with good stuff. So then we'll go into lunchroom, and we have 2 hot meals here a day, lunch and supper. We don't do breakfast anymore, but there's a continental breakfast, so you can make your toast, to have cereal, whatever you want. But with 3 meals a day, 3 cooked meals a day, were just too much for everybody. You gain way too much weight because you can be active in the spin class, but you're not that active. So we go in for lunch, and lunch is catered. But we have a catering outfit that brings us 2 hot meals a day, and they serve it. So talking stick is an exercise we've got from, oh boy, we've had it here all these years. And what we have is a stick that passes around. And the idea of the stick, and it used to have a feather on, I don't know if it does anymore, but you'd pass a stick around, and that person that has a stick has a floor. Nobody can interrupt them from over here or over here, anywhere else. No one. The idea of a talking stick is I have a stick, I have a floor, and I'm going to talk. And generally what I'll say is something good about the person beside me. I'll say how my day is, how I expect things are going to improve, what's happening in my life, without anybody deciding that, oh, you shouldn't say that or you shouldn't say this. And then when you're finished, you pass the stick on to the next person. And that next person has the floor. And that's the value of a talking stick, and it goes around in a clockwise. gets back to the person chairing the meeting, and then you're off to your class again. So after lunch and you're back in, you've done the talking stick, maybe it's 1:32, you look at the schedule and decide where you're going to be next, and you go to your class. And when you're in that class, you're with your fellow participants, and you get down to the nitty-gritty. Why am I here? What am I going to do to change? And on it goes. It's classroom. It's very heavy stuff. And we just want everybody to work their best. What I always tell participants is, make these counselors work as hard as you can. Okay, and then at 5 o'clock, we have another meeting. Funny how that works. And this is a how it works meeting. But what it is that you're going through the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And there'll be a recording playing, one of the fellows that leads how it works, and it'll be whatever topic it happens to be that day, and you'll listen to that portion that they're reading, and then you'll discuss how that affects you. So it's just another way to look inside to see what you think of what other people are doing and how it affects you and how you can change. So then, after the How It Works meeting, which generally takes about an hour, it's supper time. At 6 o'clock, it's supper time. Now, at night, or in the evening, not at night, you have spare time to either do homework or watch TV or whatever. Thursday nights, you don't. Thursday night, we have a yoga instructor comes in. So that's another piece we do every Thursday, and she gets everybody involved that wants to get involved, hopefully everybody. So that's one thing you can do. There's other stuff going on here. There's a full gym you can get into, and you can do your workout. The spin room is open if you need it. There's always stuff to do here. You know, everybody learns from each other. I believe as owner that the main part of your recovery is done after the counselors have gone home, when you guys are interacting with each other. Because when you leave here and you don't have a counselor, you're going to be interacting with all kinds of different people. You're going to do that here. And once that's done, boy, it's incredible what you'll learn if you don't have the alcohol and drugs influencing your thinking. And then at 10 o'clock, we have another meeting, funny enough. And that meeting's about how your day was. It's called a 10th step. And that's looking back on your day. Not looking back in last year, but looking back on your day. Did I piss somebody off today? Do I owe somebody an apology? What could I do to make tomorrow better? But it's focusing on the day itself. So when you're doing a 10th step, be honest. You know, was I angry? If you're angry, why were you angry? I mean, if it's really personal in that, you don't want to dump that out at a group level, but it might bring something up that tomorrow you need to talk to your counselor about. So that's what the 10th step's about. So at the start of this video, we talked about, or I talked about, how people are always wondering what happens in the day at iRecover. So this is a basic day. There's other things. There's always value-added stuff. There's always stuff going on. So I just hope this is good for parents in particular to understand what happens here. It's not just you dump your kid off and pick them up in 30 days and you spin dried and that's the end of it. That's not what it's about at all. It's about this constant work 7 days a week. I believe we have some of the best treatment in the country here. And that's just my personal opinion, but I believe any treatment center will help you. You know, you always learn stuff, and it's up to you whether you refer to it when you go or not. I believe everybody here has a 100% chance of staying clean and sober when they leave, if they do their work. But it's not up to me to do their work, it's up to them. So God bless.